1, 2. All right. I think we are live, good friend. Let me check. All right. So I haven't went live in a very long time, and I'm doing it right now because I'm getting behind. It's not trying to rhyme, but what's the line? Anyway, um, if you are in here this early or you are seeing the replay, I am trying to get this thing set up. So bear with me. Excellent. Excellent day. All right, so what's going on? Doo 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 doo. Yish in your ear is live. Stream healthy. The correct stream key. All right. Says here I'm streaming. Oh no. Okay, stream health is excellent. All right. Have any viewers yet? Because it's not showing up on my channel. I'm streaming. Let's see here. If I change this to that, this changes to in a couple of seconds. I don't know what's going on, man. There it is. Okay. It's a little behind. Yeah. All right. So we are streaming, but I'm not picking it up on my devices. All right. Anyway, if you are here again this early, I am working to get this running. I'm going to put it back here. And the thing is, I need to check it. Check it. While I'm working through this, the reason why I am doing a live stream, and I'll probably be doing a few of these during the course of this entire um, series, is because I have ADHD, so I get distracted with great ease. And let me adjust my microphone here. And so, as a result of that, I am behind. Why am I not seeing anything here? Let me go to my channel. This is public. Mix master release live. Yes. Okay. It's up there. All right. Now, whether somebody gets on here or not, that's really not my. All right. So I am broadcasting. As you can hear, you'll hear. All right. So we are broadcasting. Now, I don't have my camera set up right now. I'm in my night clothes, man. I got off of work at 11. I came in. I did something to the session. I just scrapped all of the stuff that I had just poured into this thing and started back at the it's still I did another rough mix on it, right? So anyway, let me switch this out. Watch all of that from here. So this is our stream here, or our session. Get here. I'm gonna increase these. All right, so I know what the hell I'm looking at here. Okay, so what we are doing here is I started, like I said, I started over. So what I wanted to do was to get to a point where I ignored the meters. All right. I'm not concerned with anything as far as distortion or any of that kind of stuff. And I turned my HS7s on, and I may do that throughout some of these streams. So there may be a bad, sound quality coming through because the microphone is picking up stuff. We'll see how that works. But And I went ham. And I said to myself, all right, let me broadcast this because I'd rather not record this, use up a shitload of hard drive spaces. I already ran out once. I done ate through at least 300, 400 gigs worth of space trying to record what I was doing. And I just get distracted like that. Then I got to go back and edit it. I was on here for hours recording stuff. And it just was like, that was a waste. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let me preface this. Feel free to chime in at any time. I do have the live chat up. So if anybody wants to chime in, ask questions in the middle of me doing this, by all means do. This stream is not necessarily for what I'm getting ready to say, but if you do feel it in your heart to send a super chat, if that's activated, I don't know if it's not. It may be, it may not be, who knows? Never tried that. Any little bit helps, but it's not necessary. I'm not homeless. I do have a day job, but you know, hey. Anyway, let's get on to it. So here's the thing. I just released earlier today the Smart EQ video. And I reached out to Sonable in regards to that plugin. They actually reached out to me when it first came out, and I never even seen those emails. So I reached back out to them and asked them, you know, hey, send that to me. I'll put it up. I'll put up a review. But my main thing was I wanted to utilize it in this session because after having dabbled with it, it is, as you can see in that video, it is amazing. So today, what we're doing is we're bringing it back to the point where we had a rough mix. I got a decent rough mix on here now. And the plan is to add Smart Comp and Smart EQ to every channel and go from there. And what this is supposed to do is supposed to, one, get us some nice resonant free sound, right? And then two, using the group function. I've been thinking about this all day after I did that video, using the group function to actually unmask stuff. So I'm trying to get this down to a very simple workflow that I don't have to spend forever on. All right, so let me lock this track here. All right, so far, I'm gonna move my mixer out of the way here. I'm gonna take a listen at what I did here. Now this is my first time hearing this one on the headphones, so I'm gonna turn that on and see what it sounds like. And this is straight dry, straight raw. One, two, 1, 2. All right. I'm gonna actually turn down the music so I can hear myself a little bit better. Get out of here. All right. So I'll explain what I did a little bit here. I ignored all the meters and just turned stuff up till it felt good. I didn't care if it was in the red or not. It was about how it feels, because I've been going through this whole thing with tippy-toeing, trying to stay in a certain place, and it's just not, I can't do it like that. So I went at it, got it as good as I can get it, tried to ignore everything that wasn't necessary to pay attention to, and I think I got it in a decent place. Now, as you can see, I've done a lot of different stuff from the original video. I got all kind of buses and folders and everything else in here. So, and honestly, I don't know how good, well, I guess I can test to see how good the audio is here. So you'll excuse me. As you can see, I've done a lot of original video. Aha. All kind of pluses and folders and everything else in here. So, through the magic of streaming, I don't know how good. I am not hearing the music. And the reason why is because I have the music on a second channel. So let me change that and put that on the main channel here. I gotta make sure I remember to take that off when I'm doing videos, because that will piss me off. All right, so let's try this again. Let's start this from the top. All right. See here. Glad I checked. You might be hearing. You might be hearing the stream going. Try this one more time. There it is. All right. Now I know I'm good. Audio's coming through. Okay. So as I was saying, we redid the rough mix. It was necessary because I just needed to get that out the way. I kept doing extra stuff and more extra stuff and more extra stuff, and it was just coming out crappy. And let me check the audio one more time. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me, but also the music. So give me a second. The next stream will be much better. That sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna shut the hell up now. Talking about the damn streaming thing coming through right. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, and I'll probably cut all of that out. We started over. We got another rough mix on here. I didn't have to do the gain staging over, so that was good. So how I did this, I turned faders up. I made sure I heard everything, because the point is to hear everything first. And I think the next song will just turn the faders all up to 0 and turn things down, rather than starting at all the faders below and bringing them up. So I turned things up until they felt good. I ignored the meters. And then once I got everything in a decent place, I grabbed all of the tracks in one fell swoop and brought them down so that they are back in a decent amount of headroom. So right now it looks like we're peaking around 5. So we'll probably even go lower than that. I'm gonna bring these down a little bit more. And let me undo that and make sure I don't have, yes I do. Okay, so what I don't want is any of these. Okay, I think I had the drums turned up just a little bit. But anyway, so I'm going to select all of the channel tracks here. I'm going to bring these down just a little bit more. Right. Let's bring them down 2 decibels below that 0. All right. And then I'm going to find the louder parts of the record. Set the All right, that's decent. So now we got us a decent amount of headroom to deal with staying away from the edge of the converter. And then we'll work through all of the other stuff. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, right? I'm going to select all of my tracks. And let's see here. Do I have this one? I think that's activated. So I'm going to select all of my tracks here. Right? Nope. One more time. This is how we're going to do this. And this, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It's going to take me a minute. It's going to be quite some time. We're talking 90 something tracks here, almost 100 tracks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Shift F. That brings up the effects browser. I'm going to go down here to my effects chain. And I'm calling this the Smart Channel Strip. Right click, and we're going to add to selected tracks. So now it's going to add a Smart Comp and a Smart EQ to all of the tracks. That's going to take a minute. Hopefully it doesn't screw up the stream. I don't think that it will, but we'll pray on that end. And again, feel free to chime in, man. I don't bite. I talk back. I'm not a real social person, but I definitely talk back. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up some information here that I don't need it surprising me all on the screen. All right. So we're still loading. No, no, we're not. And that's the good thing about these plugins here. Unlike the acoustical audio plugins, which I will be using, they are heavy. Sometimes these sessions can take forever to load because they are so heavy. All right, so we have a copy of Smart EQ and Smart Comp on every channel. I'm gonna actually, did I put it on this one? Okay, yeah, that's one other thing I want to talk about. So I put a version of Smart EQ, and here's what happened. And I took this out of the video because I wanted to demonstrate it on the Mixmaster Release series. What I end up running into, first of all, I turned on iZotope's Ozone 9 for the first time. Like, I really just dug in. That's why it's sitting over here on the master. And I was using VU meter to mono the bass. And I recognized and realized that that is a whole lot of clarity that I can clean up in the session. So I thought about it when I was doing the Smart EQ video, and I actually recorded it. I just decided not to save it, like I said. And I said, okay, we'll use that here. So what we have here, this is the chorus bus. So let me just play the chorus bus real quick so you can hear what I'm talking about, and I can shut the hell up here. If I go here, right? This is where the chorus starts at. And I'm going to bypass this, and I want you to listen to the stereo of this and hear how it's just taking up a lot of space. All right. Now listen to it with it activated. And if I can run it back here, hear what it's doing. I want them in stereo, but I don't want everything to be like the low end. I don't really want the low end to be that much stereo. I want to keep that mono, but I want the words to be heard clearly, right? So, oh man, I got notifications popping up here. Let me see if I can turn those off. How do you do that? Right here. So, focus assistant. Okay. Apparently they're off. Alarms only, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to utilize the mid-side function for this purpose because it has been a godsend. When I listen, the Ozone 9 has within it the imager, right? And in that imager, hopefully this doesn't crap out on me. In the imager, you can of course set bands, right? And when I did that, this low band here, we took all of the width out of it. And I'm talking about this thing just cleaned up nicely. I was like, oh my goodness, I have got to implement that. And I was doing it with VU meter, but it was like, I really don't want to do it like that. So when I got Smart EQ, I was like, okay, so this could be a channel strip, compressor, EQ, because Smart EQ, you can use it like a regular EQ. There's 24, EQ points in here. I got a number of, different filter types here, and I could use it like that. So for all of these tracks, right now I just have it on the chorus because I just wanted to get that out of the way. But the plan is to use it definitely on things that just does not need to be taken up the sides with low end information. And one of those things, I think we actually used it here, is, did we use it here? Yes. Okay. So one of those things is the guitars, the guitars. Those things have been driving me up the wall. Anyway, so I have that here. So if I go back to the beginning of the record here, right? You're listening to the stereo. I'll just solo that. See how that cleaned up? Perfect. Oh, that was one of the main things I was struggling with. Man, oh man. All right, let me check one other thing here. I'm in the middle of the stream, and that is, where is my buffer at? Okay. I'm not going to mess with that because sometimes some of these plugins do not operate past 1024. But I'm going to turn that back on. Just clean and still maintaining the low end because the record does not have a bass line in it, but in 3 places. So I didn't want to lose all of that. All right. So what are we doing now, right? Let me think about that because I really didn't put a lot of thought into it. What are we doing now? I think what we'll do is we will mute the vocals. Cut. I want to focus on using the, let me see here, roots, bass, guitar, string solo. All right, so let's try this. Where we left off last was the unmasking of the lead. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this here. I don't know if I'm going to, I may or may not use the compression there for the instrument bus, but I definitely want to use Smart EQ. So what I want to do here is I'm going to go to the loudest part on the record, which is towards the end, which has the most information in it. And I am going to loop this part here. As a matter of fact, the very last few bars, I think it is, right here. So let's turn the lead back on and let's just start with the lead. This part here, I think it is. Right. Now, I apologize if this thing is just like skipping and popping. This is a lot of processing that I'm running through here. Computer should be able to handle it, but I will bypass some stuff that I'm just not using right now. As a matter of fact, we're not using any of these things right now. So just bypass everything. I'm just on the master bus, right? Don't ask me how long this stream is going to go because I do not know. And again, feel free to ask questions. And I think the only one watching right now is myself. I just realized that. Let me see something here. Test. And of course, I wouldn't expect anybody to be up this late. But if you catch this after the fact, then by all means, man, listen. Catch the next one, right? I'll try not to do the next one so late. I may even do another one tomorrow. Depends on how I feel. All right. Let's get to it. So we are doing Smart EQ on the lead bus, Smart EQ on the instrument bus, right? Now, no. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to process Smart EQ. Well, let's do this. I'm going to activate it for this and this. Oops. I'm going to do, yeah. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and set up the Smart Comp. I'm just going to use Universal because I'm not really trusting the profiles because I don't know what those profiles are based off of. And just vocals high, low, and rap. That's not enough for me to depend on that. So I'm going to set up universal here. I'm going to set up universal here. This is the ad lib, so we'll do that in a minute. As a matter of fact, no, we'll do that now. Actually, let me find lead and look in between the shot here. Where are you, friend? Purple one right there in the middle. It should be an additional one that has that part. There it is. Okay, so that's like the ad lib right there. So we're going to set it up here, and I'm going to do a universal here. I'm going to do a universal here, and then we're going to hit play. On the bed, we'll take time for love and play. On the bed. Right. So now we have Smart Comp and Smart EQ doing work on the lead and the lead ad, right? So I'm going to leave them where they're at for right now. I'm going to trust the process, and that's half of the problem. I haven't been trusting the process. I do want to hear a before and after, though. So I'm going to solo these two. On the bed. All right, and then bypass. On the bed. On the bed. All right, so it has a little bit more high end on it. On the bed. All right, so we're getting some control right now with the compressor. Not too much worried about that. The actual character compression that we're going to be using and EQ will come from the acoustical audio strips. I just haven't decided which one of the billions that I have that I'll be using. See here. So this is what it has done for the lead. On the bed. All right, so I'm gonna take him out. On the bed, right. We'll take time for love and play until once more. On the bed. Yeah, so it's taking out some of this stuff right around in between 100 and 200. Some of the stuff I was struggling with before, and a little more boost up here in the high, but it's cut some of the stuff here. So it's given it sort of a natural flavor to it. So I'm going to leave those as they are right now, and I'm going to move on to the instrument tracks. Now I need to set you up with the right layout here. Mixer panel should be, is it none more black? It is. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the same thing with our instrument tracks here. So I'm going to open up right now. I'm just going to do Smart EQ here because the actual instrument has compression already built into it. And we're just going to stick with universal for the bulk of these, right? So let me go back to the top. Take that out of solo and put these in solo. What's going on here? Okay, so I don't need that one, but I do need this one. So unmute that one. All right, so we got this one. And then we have this one, right? Cool. So we will do a universal here. And reset that. Yes. No, sorry. Right here. Okay. So let these two run. No, I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Reset that. Reset that. This is actually already done on here. Is it not? It is. Okay, so I don't have to do these anymore. Those are actually together. So we can actually take those off. Might leave the EQs on. No, not the EQs, but the... No, we don't need any of those because these are all one instrument under the folder tracker. So I'll lock that. We'll move on to the next one. So unlock this. This is the horn track. So let me find that. Our horns are here. And I want the most I want the most, I need to hide some of these because I'm not using all of the horns here. I got horn 1 and I got horn 2. Those are what I'm using. So this, what is this? Is this the folder track? That's the folder track. So I really don't need this, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so horn. This in solo. And I think I'll grab what's down here, which has the most resonant stuff. Some stuff missing here. Where is our other? Okay, so let me maximize these two. It's just these two, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me minimize that one. So what do I got going on here? What's this dude doing? Yeah, there's some stuff that is muted. Ah, okay. So it's this one that is not being used. So we're going to call this one horn 1. And this one, we will put old horn. All right, okay. And I'll move you up here so that you're out of the way. And minimize this one. All right, so now what we're going to do, we will use both of these. Oops. I need to move the reverb down here. Okay. So we'll do a universal here and a universal there, and we'll grab it. Do I want that spot? I want... most of the actual, well, yeah, let's do it here. All right, so let's hit that. All right. Now, hopefully, yep, it did. Okay, cool. Yes, a little bit more, a little more softer. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one, so we'll lock this one down. And unlock this one is the flutes. So let me get to the flute section here, which is, I mean, when I went through here, I had to cut some stuff out, man. I was just dragging my feet on this whole thing. All right, so our flute is here. So, all right, so I'm going to add that here. Delay after. I'm wondering, is that the best part? Let's do it down here. All right. So for the flutes, do that, do that. All right. I think that's decent. Not going to put too much thought behind it. Next, lock the tracks. Unlock this one. Now, I don't know if I want to do the... Matter of fact, I know I don't want to do the buses for the vocals. So we'll lock that back up. Right now, I just want to focus on all of the, and I want it on all of the tracks. And then what we may do, just as a way to save on some CPU, even though right now it's sitting, well, we don't have many instances on. So let me actually see what this looks like with a number of instances loaded, what our CPU looks like. So we have all of the music and the drums, and we're hovering around 12%. Yeah, that's gonna get feisty when it's time to pull out the big dogs with the acoustica stuff. So right now we're sitting around 30% generally, right? And I don't want that getting in the way of the processing. So what we'll do is once we get this in a decent place, I'm going to try to go through each one of these things tonight. It's going to take some time, um, just to get all of the tracks smart comped and smart EQ'd, right? And whatever else I need to get done before I pass out, because right now it's what? It's 3 in the morning, and my limit is typically 5 a.m. Probably be before that because I'm probably going to fall asleep in the chair. Hopefully, I don't fall asleep on the stream. Um, yeah. So I'm going to try to get through all of those. And, ooh, that is a lot. All of these, right? Wish I had a way that I could do it in one swap, but I know that's not really that doable. So I tell you what, this is what we'll do because I don't want to be all night with this. Right now, I need to focus on getting the lead vocal and the music working together. Those are the main things, not the drums, but the music part and the lead vocal. So I need to continue to work through Smart Comp on the instruments. I've already got the guitar done. I got the horn done. I got the flute done. Custom color. Flute. Is it this one or is it the other one? That's the other one. Track color. Okay. All right. So we want to get all of these, and the reason why I'm doing this, getting all of the instruments smart comped, is because what I want to do then is get back to what I started, which is on the instrument bus and the lead bus. I need these two to be harmonically in harmony. I need them to work together because that's where all of the fuss is coming from. But I also want to have all of the instruments working together as well. So what we'll do is we will open up an instance and use the group function in Smart EQ. So I'm looking at it now. I'm thinking bass should go on the guitar, on the drum bus. So the acoustic guitar, which is already a folder, the horns, which is already a folder. So I don't need any of those there, but I do need this one activated. So we'll do this one. So might as well just start now, right? Just do universal. So we got those armed. The string section. Universal. I just wanted to take out any resonant filters, any resonant frequencies that may be an issue, as well as put um, what do you call it? Some compression, some light compression on it. And that's really all it's doing. What is that? It's putting light compression on the. Am I tripping? Y'all, excuse me. It's 3 in the morning. My front window is wide open, and I think I'm hearing something. I hope I'm not. All right. So string solo. We need to arm you. All right, we got that. Let me get back on track here. This, 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 that. Arm you. Nope, 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 nope. We don't need to arm you. We already have you on a track. I don't need you. I don't need you. Don't need you. I do need these two. So that makes it simple. So how many is that? First, let me focus. ADHD. All right, so these, and these probably won't be that problematic as far as masking is concerned because they're very sparse within the record. Oh snap! I'm not even paying attention to the. See, that's what I get. Felony lock. Okay, what do I type on here? Where do I type? Do I type? I've never used the chat function here. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I have to do it in the browser. Let's do it. I don't even know if I did any chat on my first live chat, whatever the hell you call this stuff. What's good, felony lock? All right, let's see here. So we got this one set up and ready to go. We got this one set up, ready to go. Okay, so now I need to find these different parts here and get them. And actually, I will even do the compressor and the EQ for the bass as well. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to set this up. And I pray using the universal isn't a big issue, but then I can always go in and what do you call it? Go in and add some EQ points in there if something is a little off. Right now, I just want to get the basic stuff in here picked up, right? Okay, so we got the bass, we got the acoustic guitar already, we already have the horns, we already have the flutes. So I need the bass, I need the Rhodes, the 2-string sections, the Glock, and the Celeste. So those, I need to find all of this stuff. I know the bass is at the end here, so we'll start with that. And I will actually pull that up while it's doing it, just so I can see what the hell's going on here. So they are activated. Nope, that's not going to get you anywhere. Well, actually it will, but I can't hear it. All right. So it's done a little bit. Helps it stick out a little bit better. All right, let's see here. What is next? The Rhodes is next. So let me pull those up. Oh, the Rhodes is already playing. Apparently they were. Where is the Rhodes at? Because it had already captured that. Oh yeah, okay. So there is some Rhodes in this section, but I'm gonna do the Rhodes again, only because I want to get the more busier parts here, right? So let's pull up the Rhodes, and it's actually, no, that's not the Rhodes. This is the Rhodes. Okay, so I'm gonna rerun these. I want to hear. There we go. Lots of resonant stuff in there. Maybe some stuff I don't even want to. That's not too bad. And it, the instruments that I'm using shouldn't be super duper nasty. It's only when I'm doing more lo-fi stuff that I think I have the most problem with. All right, so moving on, the string section that's here. Let me find. It might have already done its job as well, right? Because I had everybody engaged. Yes, okay. So, all right, strings is done there. Solo strings is done as well. All of that is in this section, and I think that's the main stuff that it kind of drives the point home. With the exception of the acoustic guitar, this is where a lot of this stuff is struggling at. All right. Did it get the glockenspiel? It did. All right. Took out some of the tingly stuff there. And then smart comp for the Celeste. Okay, so it has all of these parts. Now I am curious. Quite curious. All right, let's go here. So now basically we're going to select all of these parts and do it before and after here. So select all of that, all of those instruments, and then we'll come down here. Well, first of all, I have to undo the lock that I have on these. Okay, so Load this up. 1, 2, 3, and then the bass, the string section, the Rhodes, the string solo, the glockenspiel. Oh, what the hell happened? Glockenspiel and the Celeste. All of these should be soloed. All right. So let me take a listen here. I need some more volume in my headphones. Okay. Okay, so what I'm hearing is just like what I found in the Smart EQ review. It's a very natural sound. It's not a whole hell of a lot of EQing. I mean, there's some cuts and dips in there, but it's not super extreme, especially not as extreme as I would have done. I did these manually. I would have definitely been doing some stupid serious cuts. Now I still have to clear out some of the fudge, I'll call it, or actually I call it the what is the term I use all the time? Cruft. That's the stuff that is just sitting down there in the 10 hertz, 5 hertz range for instruments that essentially don't utilize that. It's and this comes from using um virtual instruments for my music. It's just stuff down there that nobody took care of. So we will quickly go through that. Let me check on the chat here. A DAW controller mix surface. I got one too many things up here. So let me turn this chat thing off. Don't think I need that as distracting. And use the browser chat, which is where I can actually type in. That's not helping me. So pull this up and put that back there. This here. Okay. Let's see. DAW control mix surface. No DAW. I don't have a DAW controller. At some point, I'll probably get one, but being more of a music producer and composer, I really don't use controllers that much. I'm more a keyboard guy, right? I got a Kaya MPK 61, the old school one. As I get better with this mixing engineer thing, maybe at one point down the road I'll grab something. I wish I could find me a Yamaha, old school Yamaha. Let me see if I can find that thing. Yamaha what was it? US 1200, I think it was. It's like 24 faders. I know it's old school, but I like my stuff simple. The QCon stuff, all of the stuff that's out there, man, is actually pretty dope. But just a little pricey for me, especially for somebody who don't really do was it Yamaha? Is it USB? It's old school. I'm trying to remember what the name of that thing was. 2400, that's what it was. It was the something 2400, I think it was called. Partner of mine back in Detroit actually has one. I need to hit him up and see if if he be willing to come up off that thing. Yeah, here it is. This thing here, man. This is, if I can find me one of these, pull it up here. If I can find me one of these, that'd be nice. That right there, that's all I need. It has banks and all of that good stuff. And I can't even see the chat because I done moved it somewhere. Okay. Um, this is what I would like to get. I know it's old school and it's not the latest and greatest, but this thing here, man, just having just the pan, the mute, the record, the solo, and the faders with the transport button. That's perfect. If I can find one of those, it has no inputs, it's just USB. And I can get it working. And I'm not talking about 20 songs finished. I have 2 songs on Spotify. I have the current record that I'm working on this stream. And then I have 20 other records that are like skeletons that that I need to get done. So that's why it's going to be only really like 3 records I'm going to try to do on the live stream, not the live stream, but on YouTube. And then any additional ones we'll kind of put those on Patreon. But my focus is writing the songs, finishing up the writing on them, finishing up the composition on them. I still got to arrange them and put, all of the parts and all of that kind of stuff. And then if I can get this mixing thing down, I'm really hoping that when I wake up tomorrow, what I've done tonight will be a good starting point where I can hear everything. That's what I'm praying I can do here. I can knock out this masking stuff. The way I was doing it before was with the unmasked thing in iZotope. And while it was doing its job, and I think it's just me being lazy, I put it on the bus, and it was just the music bus, and it was just sucking the life out of the music, especially at the end, and you can really hear it like just killing it. Which what I should have did, which is what I started, was just to do an unmask on each track. But once I got a hold of Smart EQ and recognized this group function, it was like, okay, let me try to use that, because it's doing sort of the same thing, especially with the dynamic portion of the plugin. It will, it's doing several things. One, it's cleaning up any problematic areas in the actual signal, so any resonance, and it's giving a more natural sound, which is easier on my ear to actually mix with. And then of course the unmasking part with the grouping function is what I'm trying to get to right now. I hope I didn't go on a tangent because I tend to do that. Okay, so let me see the chat here. QCon Pro G2, every DAW including Reaper. Yeah, so right now, I'll just be honest with you. I'm in the middle of a divorce. I moved to an apartment. I got a regular old job, and it's a little rough right now. So buying any additional equipment outside of what I already got is a stretch, is a long stretch. So and again, if I do get anything, it'll be down the road, and it will definitely be once I have the confidence of being a mixing engineer. What's up, Patrick? He said, hey, what's up? Yes, hope you are well. It's 3 a.m. here in Montreal. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here in Atlanta. What time on your side? Yeah. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here too. I'm gonna try to go to 4. I'm trying not to do daylight because I've been doing daylight all week. I've been so exhausted, man, from staying up late because I get off of work at 11. I work at a rental car place, and I get off of work at 11 o'clock. So when I get home, it's like, okay, do I try to work on some material? Do I try to work on the video? Do I try to work on some mixing? And it's like, if I stay up too damn late, then I'm sleeping all morning, and then I got to be back at work for the next 5 days. It's like, it's just a whole hell of a lot of shit going on, along with all the other shit going on. And I'm trying to get this thing done, and it's pulling me left and right. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just in here, utilizing the live stream rather than recording, which just lends me to a lot of distractions. And I'm still distracted here with the chat, but it's all good. Um, I I'm really just trying to focus on getting some clarity. That's been one of my biggest hurdles with trying to do this mixing engineering thing. Like like when I hear a real record, like a real mixed record, I can hear what they're doing, but sitting down and doing it in a focused manner has been my biggest struggle. So um I'm just trying to, I got the gain staging part, which is something I never really focused on in the way that I did in the first video. So at this point, that's done. And now every time I even touch, whether we're talking about FL Studio or Cubase or anything, and I'm doing any kind of music, I find myself gain staging every damn thing. Like from the plugin, from the VST, the instrument plugin, I'm gain staging that thing down to -10 peaks and -18 RMS. It's in my blood now. I can't even work on stuff without doing that. And that was what I wasn't doing before. I was gain staging based off of the faders going into the mix bus. I wasn't doing it based off of the instruments going into the inserts, and that was the biggest difference. And it has been an eye-opening experience thus far. Yes, I am. Well, I'm not going to say I'm new to mixing, Felony. What it basically is I've been hoarding knowledge for the past 30 years. And I haven't really had an opportunity to, I mean, I've had a couple of people's records that, they came to me and said, "Hey, can you mix this?" It was some for the love type stuff. But I haven't really like what I'm doing now, like really sitting down and going through the science of it all. That's the part that I want to get, I want to get through, is the science part. So I know, in my brain, all of the information that I've been collecting over the years, I can actually put it to good use. But at the same time, I want to make sure that when I'm done with this, these records sound like badass, right? That's the point. Badass sounding records, and I know how to make badass sounding mixes. That's the goal. I want these things when I play them, I say to myself, "Damn, I did that." You know what I'm saying? That's the part I haven't gotten to yet. Say here, let's see, when you are mixing and EQing, do it in mono as much as you can. Yes, that's what I had started doing on the first video. The problem I was having though, and I think I've solved it with the mid side function, was when I do harmonies. Like, that's why I got 90 tracks here, and I do a lot of harmony parts, and I'll always do them in pairs, and I pan them left and I pan them right. And when I was doing the rough mix, excuse me, in mono, they were sounding a little phasey and it was throwing me off. And I think now that I've gotten the mid side function, now that I'm starting to implement that, that will make that a hell of a lot easier. Matter of fact, I'll actually test that out once I get to that portion. But yeah, so that was doing most of the actual blending in the beginning when we were doing the rough mix. I was doing most of that in mono because I wasn't trying to focus on the stereo signal. What I probably could have did, well, I ain't gonna go off to that. I think the mono, the mid side function will help out with that, because that clears up a lot of that extra mud that's on the side anyway. And those being two separate recordings, they were just really fighting with each other, right? But the what was I getting ready to say? The mono stuff, yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on that. I'm gonna take my late night meds here. I'm glad I'm out of gummies, because them things would have had me on some other shit. That was half of the reason why I was messing up in between these videos, was having some stress relief after dealing with customers all day. I come home and take me a gummy and just be zoned the hell out. All right. Now I do got to get back on because I can talk shop all damn night here. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do the live stream was because it kind of keeps me focused on doing something. So let me get down to at least what what we were focused on here. Oh, so right now what we're at is we have smart EQ and smart comp on all of the instrument tracks. So I got all of those read in and the resonance dialed in to a smooth place, light EQ. And I think somebody pointed this out. It generally hasn't been over 2 to 1 on the compression, which is not a bad thing. Um, but it's more controlled than it is character EQ. So we have these dialed in, right? All of the instruments are dialed in. Now we want to do, and I have did I do the vocals? Yes, I did the vocals for my ADHD. I think I did the vocals. Yeah, so the vocals are dialed in. We have some light compression on those. Right? So now what I want to try to do is to get back to where we were at on the last video, and that is getting these cleaned up. So using the smart EQ, not necessarily the compression. I'm not going to use the compression on the instrument bus or the lead bus, because especially on the lead bus, the parts overlap. So I don't want that compressing that. The compression on the separate tracks will be where that works. But I see I have the meter up here. I remember what I was doing now. Okay, so let me go through here. I'll start down here at the acoustic guitar, and I think we already have taken care of this. So I'm gonna look at the meter here. I'm gonna solo my guitars, hit it to the 1, and I'm just looking at the meter here to see how much cleaning it's done. And again, I apologize for any clicks and pops that are happening. I am literally running OBS, Reaper, and the stream, right? And I'm running the web browser, so it's gonna pop and click on occasion. All right, let me turn the headphones down here. All right, so why in the world? Oh, okay, I didn't recognize that I had all of that on. All right, so I need to see if I can, it's not bad sounding where it's at, but if I turn the, whoa, I don't want that much. Never mind. Okay, I see what I did there. So if I want to take care of the additional, I don't want anything down below 10. I just don't. So I'm going to add another point here and turn that into a filter, low cut, and this will work the mid portion instead, right? And then I will do a 24 decibel slope. Oh, hell no. That is way too much. All right, I might have to live with that. I wonder if I do a resonant instead. I'm gonna restore some of that without it. Does this have us? It does. Okay, so I'm looking for it. Oh, goodness gracious. I was looking to see if it had the ability to do smaller increments in the dial in here. All right, so, and y'all, I apologize. I am still new with Smart EQ, so some of this stuff, those are increments are hard to move here. Jesus. All right. So what about here? If only bring this back. Could take away the pain. All right. So I think I will actually satisfy that with something else. Now I'm looking at this. There is a bump back here. I need that. Only I could take away the pain for a day. this one over here. Yes, okay. What happens here? All right, so that's not really doing anything. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Right now, I'll keep this. How far down is the... that's pretty far down. All right, so I'm not gonna get anal about that there. We're gonna keep it moving and clear up stuff elsewhere, because the I don't want to lose too much on the acoustic guitar, since there's no real bass line in this record. And let me make sure that I turned that all off. Is that the other guy there? Uh-oh. Let me just undo all of this stuff. So wait a minute, what's going on here? Where's the actual... Is that it? Okay, so yeah, I need to delete that. Okay, so take that off. We don't need this either. Well, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for right now. Let me move on. All right, so let me lock down our acoustic guitar folder track. And then let me solo. Well, I guess I have to unsolo here, don't I? All right. Oh, my neighbors is up. Okay. All right, so let me solo the horn, since that is the next track here. Let me find the horn part. I got to get this done. I don't want to go another week, man, and not have knocked this out. Horns. Where are you, good friend? Right here. So just keep it in this section anyway. All right, so we have those soloed. So right now I'm just checking the low end information. That's fine. I still could use some cut on that though. Which I'm gonna need a steeper filter. There was a filter I was gonna actually try to get a hold of, but I don't remember what the hell it was. All right, so let's do filter here. Reaper. I want to try to keep it light. Ah, yes it was. Okay, so we were using this guy here. All right, that's definitely cleaner. All right, so let me turn my headphones up here. I'm gonna shut the hell up a little bit, because if I don't, oh shit, did I close out the... No, I didn't. Ooh, thought I closed out the stream thing there. Fucking up, moving too fast. What am I looking for here? Oh, I need to turn down the microphone here coming through the headphones, because it will definitely bleed through, giving me, and possibly you guys, nasty ringing in the ear. Okay, so let me turn that down some. All right, so what are we doing here? I'm turning the headphones up and I'm listening to how this is affecting the... Okay, we can bring that in just a smidget. So we're at 124. So let me see what will happen when we bring this to 300. Oh, that's too much. Still want some of the bottom, just at its fundamental. All right, let me see what it sounds like here. Ah, yes, that's perfect. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna move on. Gotta keep it moving. I got quite a bit of things I need to focus on here. Next is the flute, right? Yep. Okay, so the flute is next. Solo that. We'll lock the horn down. Lock that. All right, so I need to find the flute. And actually, I'll take what's at the end here. It's clean, no need to touch it. All right. Lock that down. What's left? I think we're fine on bass. I don't want to mess with that. String section, yes, indeed. All right, so let's find the string. Well, strings is all through here, isn't it? All right, so shit. Come on, Yish, focus, man, focus. Unsolo the flutes, lock those, and let's solo the string section. It's right here. Now that we need to cut some of that out because that definitely adds some nastiness on this end part. All right, so let's try it here first. The 24 decibel slope. Yes. Uh-oh. What is the solo part? Okay. That's interesting. Reset that cue. Actually, I don't want the cue going anywhere. Well, no, it's not. Okay. It's flat. But, well, I'll leave that. Okay, because that's what? 1, 2, yeah, that's fine. I may even put a slight dip here. Only because this is where a lot of the vocals sit. So... Alright, so let's try it again. That's beautiful. Now, when I did this, and I had not, well, I did do it on the previous video where I just went ham, like throughout all of the tracks, where I did a low cut filter, and it sounded good in the headphones, but when I took it in the car, it was a little off. I was like, I think I might have overdid it, but then I also listened to some previous attempts at mixing, and it's just that there's a very digital sound to, of course, using these VST instruments, and that's just part of it. Was just, you know, stereo sounding. When I played them back, yeah, it was cleaner, but it was a little more stereo sounding because I took out some of that low end stuff. But when I listened back to the older stuff, it was still very stereo sounding, very cold sounding. Oh shit, chat. Sorry guys. Next question is, I'll quiet the chat. I hope it makes sense massive. That's what is that? Good advice when you're mixing EQ. Do it. Yep. Well, felony, I'm hoping I can get this figured out on my own. That's the whole goal. I know quite a number of mixing engineers. There's quite a few on Facebook actually, but I'm hoping I can lock this in, not only for myself but also to provide these services for other individuals as well. But I do appreciate the offer. Patrick says, last question. I'll quiet the chat. Are you going to try using some tape plugins? The tape that I've been using, so y'all haven't seen all of the foolishness that's been going on in between these videos. I have literally been piling on processing because I can't help myself. And I know I shouldn't, and that's why I had to start over again. I had everything from tape from Softtube, which I just got. And the reason I got that was because I had switched over to Studio One at one point in between these videos, and the mix effects you can use, it spreads the tape across all of the channels. I may even get back to that at some point once I get all of this to a certain place. I may attempt to, because what I'm trying to do right now is just get everybody, you know, what's the proper word, prepped, so to speak, for the processing stage when we do the final coloring and all of that kind of stuff. I want to get all of these parts where they sound good and I can actually apply things like smart EQ and smart comp that's not doing heavy lifting, but it's doing subtle stuff that if I listen to the record as is without any real sweetening on it, because I've been doing too much of that as is, it sounds good, right? Then I may attempt to do it in a number of other DAWs. So the two particular ones that have a different color than the rest would be um, Studio One with this mix effects, and I wish Acoustica would go ahead and implement whatever they said they were going to implement with Studio One. It's supposed to be with the mix effects. And I also have Mixbus. I don't think I have 32C though. Do I have 32C or do I have just the regular Mixbus? I don't even know if I have that installed here. I don't. So I have Mixbus version 6, and I want to see what this sounds like in there as well. I may or may not. It depends on how I feel. But tape I've been using, of course, the HOP or whatever, however it's pronounced, from Acoustic Audio with some pretty good results. My favorite tape to use at this point, though, is from CD Soundmaster, the Apex collection with the skin from Max. That right there, that is my favorite because it's just it's real tape, right? It's the sound of real tape. I would like to use the one from, and I think that's the one you're mentioning, and maybe or may not be the other one from the Acoustica third party guy. I wanted to get a hold of that. I may get a hold of that at some point. I don't know, but definitely tape on here to get rid of some of the sterility that this thing has, right? Um, and just from the test that I've been doing, it sounds pretty good. So yeah, definitely tape in this regard. London Acoustic, there you go. That's it. Yeah, is that the one that you're mentioning? Because I know there was another plugin that came out that kind of had a similar name to that, and I kept getting those two confused. Um, but yeah, I definitely want to, especially with this particular record, because I'm really trying to go for that 70s type of, it's kind of a blend of like that crooner, that with like the Rat Pack and Dean Martin, them kind of cats. So I want to get that old school sound to it. Um, and yeah, so that's why I kept getting those two confused. It was the AI thing on it, and I kept putting it all together like it was just in my brain working like that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at that from London Acoustic, because I know his sounds good. But yeah, definitely will be some tape involved in this entire record actually, whether I use something that's more native on top of the acoustical audio stuff, because at the end of the day, acoustical audio will be the main color factor for everything here. I'm going to get everything from the digital native stuff, for surgical stuff, and even for some of the compressors. I think I like some of the native stuff because of, and I always say this to myself, the behavior is right to me on the native stuff. The tone is what's missing. That last 5% you get from analog, it seems to be what's missing from the native stuff. So using a combination of the two, in my opinion, is the way that I think is the right way to go, at least for me. And that even speaks to the whole Henry Olonga library, which I haven't even sat down and really put that to real work just yet. And that's coming actually in this particular record. I think I'm gonna do some processing some of the instruments here with some of the microphone stuff as well. But I'm getting on a tangent. Okay, let me get back focused here. What the hell am I doing? Um, what am I doing here? Okay, so we're filtering right now. Um, I am on the string. We cleaned up the string, yes? Okay, that's good. So we will now grab the next one and solo you. Smart EQ. Are you down this far? It is here. So, oh yeah, that can definitely be cleaned up. I don't need this that far down. And actually, let me go back to this one here. I want to turn the dynamic mode on here because I don't want it to just cut into everything. I'm going to do the same with this one. So we're doing filtering for all of the, all of the low cruft and stuff. I'm gonna cut it all the way, so let me solo that. I'm loving this solo stuff here, man, because that really allows me to hear what I'm cutting. All right, that should be good. So looking at our analyzer here, that's clean. All right, but you know what? Before I get too far ahead of myself, let me go back because I realized something, and I told myself this when I was doing the original filtering, that I need to focus also on the high end because a lot of that stuff, when it starts piling up, it's just as bad as the low end. So let me do that real quick. I didn't get too far, did I? No. So we went flute, we went horn, we went acoustic guitar. So I still need to take a look at those. So let me put a filter on the high end here, and let's see what we have here. So, like, listen to that. That's not necessary. Oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but I don't want to lose it all because especially with this solo string, it's, well, that's not the solo string, is it? No, that's okay. So yeah, definitely in this one. See, that's the more fundamental stuff. I don't want to get too crazy with this because we run into phase issues. All of that. So let me bypass that. And actually, I don't want it too cold. Right about here should be good. Yeah. All right. So that's good there. Let me try the string solo. So let's hit this. Right click. By the time I get done using this, I should become a master of Smart EQ. Now this one I don't want to cut too much because it is a it's most of its parts is pretty high, so I want it to really cut through. But it has been an issue throughout this entire record. And that's mostly because of automation that needs to be done. All right, let me see what that sounds like. All right, right there. As a matter of fact, let me go to the, oops, where the hell am I going? Focus, focus, focus. Okay. Let me go to the hook, which is right here. I really need to put me some markers in here. Okay. This note right here. That's in the hook. And I don't want to kill that. But I do want to kill some more of this low end. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So me. All right. We'll come back to that. Okay. What's left? While I got my head wrapped around it here, let me just go ahead and knock these out real quick so I get it done. Because if I don't, and I drag my feet, it won't get done. So. Filter. Pull you back here some, friend. Yeah. knee you up. There we go. That's fine. Okay. Because in real life, high-end sounds nothing like that. All right. Horns. Let me get back on you. Come back here. Is that all of it? Yes, it is. Okay. So, we didn't do any real filtering with this, but that high pass. I don't want to lose the brassiness. Now what is that? Because let's put you here. Yeah. All right. And then without, I'm still gonna cut some of this low end because some of that is bothering the hell out of me. All right, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about the flute. The flute doesn't really have a lot of high end on it. Okay, so let me lock these down. All right, so we got all of those. What's left is the, oh boy, the Glockenspiel. All right, so let's go to where he has the most dominant information at. Make sure I select him on the mixer here. Glockenspiel. I will definitely take that in consideration, Pat. The wow and flutter. I think it does pretty good with the tape from Softtube also. Let me note that. Cool. Okay, we are on the. What happened to the Glockenspiel? Come on, Reaper, what you doing, buddy? There it is. Okay. So we're here, and I want to grab this here. All right, so let's solo that. One of these two was really giving me some heartburn. I think it might be the other one. No, we don't want to cut too much out of the high end. That's actually its most fundamental part. So we're going to leave that. Don't look like we have any problem with the low end. And probably, well, just for the sake of doing it. All right, so I know I don't have a problem. It's this one that has all of the noise in it. Interesting. Now it's not showing it. I know that's not this. Ah, look at that. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I'm finding out something new about this thing here. Is that the compressor doing that, or is that this? Let me see. So I have Smart Comp activated. Nope, it is Smart EQ. It has, oh, wait. I thought, apparently I already cut that out. See what I mean by this ADHD stuff? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I completely lost it there. Okay, hold up. I'm way off. There we go. All right. So that is, okay, so I had already put a filter on that to take care of that cruft. This was the main cruft bastard that was in the way. But let me pull this back some. All right. Just out of curiosity, what is that? That is 1.8. This is 1.1. Wow, yeah, it has definitely figured out that that is a very resonant. I need to cut that some more. And we're gonna put this on dynamic. All right, I ain't gonna kill it. All right, so, and how long are we even going? Hour and a half so far. It is 3:47. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it at 4 because I need to get up in the morning. Hit the DMV to register my damn car. All right, so let me listen to this. All right, that's fine. Nice and clean. All right, so we got all of our instruments, smart comped, smart filtered, smart EQ, however you want to name it. Now I want to see if smart EQ can help me out here. So I'm going to mute the drums and the chorus and the harmony bus. And we can turn this off because, no, wait. Let me see something. Let me check. Let me check the verses. So let me go back to the top. If only I. Yeah, that shit's got to go. Don't need that down there. Definitely don't need that down there. So I figured most of the filtering for the verses was pretty good around 120, though we did have a steeper slope. Let me see. If only I. All right, we bypass. If only I. All right, so I want some of that. Oops. If only I. If only I. All right. If If only I could take away the. If only I. That's good right there. Take away. All right. So what is that? That's 91.5 with the 24 decibel slope. I'm going to put that same filter on the. For my ADHD. Goodness. 91.5. Let's dial that on in there. 5 with 24 decibel slope. And hopefully, and you know what? I'll put these in linear phase mode. So I don't want any issues there. Only problem with using a linear phase mode, well, it was really about the review, is it add latency and throws everything out of whack. So hopefully we don't have that problem. All right, so I got those filtered and clean. If only I. Without totally destroying the sound. All right, so final step here before I end this is to try and use the if only I. The bus group feature. For a day. I'm really thinking about this. So do I approach this? Well, first of all, getting ahead of myself here. I forgot a step. Go back down here. Back to our last section. No worries. All right. Let me mute the. Just mute it from here. Mute the lead. So what I want to do, say we had here, not going to worry about the bass, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me think about this. I don't really think I need to really worry about the Glock and the Celeste. I'm more worried about the Rhodes, the string, maybe the string solo, and the acoustic guitar. And the horn. It has a large part. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 with the acoustic guitar. And then 6 with the flute. So what I'm looking at right now is the group function. So call this music. In other words, what these guys are doing in between each other, right? So that just okay. No, it's not gonna do it like I thought. So the string solo is already here. Not worried about the bass, this string, the Rhodes, what can we say, the horns. All right, your friend, this is not in alphabetical order. Not worried about the Celeste or the Glockenspiel, but the flute. Where's my acoustic guitar at? I don't even understand how these are sorted. There's no way to sort that. That might be something to ask the developer. Guitars, okay. And one more. We got the horn. The horn, that's what we're missing. Look. I got those named horn, right? Horns, right. Got the flutes, got the guitar, strings, string solo. Probably should put the string section and the string solo together, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so we know that the acoustic guitar is the lead. That's the main instrument throughout the entire record. And it's actually not even at the end of the record. So I'm not really worried too much about it down there. By itself, its main, I'm not going to say enemy, but its main struggle is with the lead vocal. So these two will be, yeah, I'm really thinking about how should I do this now, because I hadn't thought this through using this group function. And these really don't have any problems with themselves, with the exception of the flutes and the horns, but those will kind of be panned. So, So maybe I'll hold off on this. I'll hold off on that. Let me do a new group. How do you start a new group? I don't know if there's a way to start a new group here, or did I set that? So we'll just dissolve this. I'm gonna call this guitar and vocals. That's what I'm concerned about. Guitars and the lead bus. So the lead bus is, of course, in the lead. The guitars is the support. Okay. I see this. All right. The strings. So the strings do interact with, but I also need to, okay, I know what I'll do. So I will do can only have these in one group. They won't sit into multiple groups. There may be a workaround for that, but I'm not thinking that far ahead yet. right now I do know that the lead and the guitars are going to fight. Those are the main things. But I also know that the string section, if I can find the damn thing, probably right over it here. Strings. Where the hell are you? What is this? String section. Okay. Is a support instrument. And these two, for the most part, I mean, there's one section, there's two sections where they play together. The guitars in the string section, but at the end of the record, string section is by itself, and I need the lead to be over that. Throughout the record, I need the lead to be over the guitars. But I want this to be also, well, we'll figure it out. Let's see what happens when we implement this. So there is a section where all three of these play together. Let me find that. That is here. So the guitar, where am I going? String section and the guitar and the vocals, they all play here. So let me do that here. I guess it would help if I actually had the lead playing, huh? I hope this works out all right. So turn the lead on. All right, so let's capture this. Lay your head, we'll share the night away. All right, so let me bypass that again. Lay your head, we'll share the night. Lay your head, okay. We'll share the night away. Yes, it's doing it perfectly. All I got to do now is tweak this thing. I hear it. I hear it where it's sitting itself on top of these parts, but it's not killing it. And that was the part I was struggling with. Like, it's killing these parts when I was using the unmasked section. And again, I probably should have did it this way where it's independent of the channels and thought it through, and I didn't. And I still may even try it to see if it does it even better. But this is doing the trick. So if I bypass everything, yes. Now I could probably lighten up a little bit on the guitar track with the mid side. That is a little just a smidget heavy. We'll share the night away. Right there. Yeah, because I still need it to be warm, not cold. We'll share the night away. Yes. All right, so something I need to double check here, because I don't think I said it, is for the guitars. No, it's not dynamic, so I need to set that on dynamic. Are you able to do that? Yes, that's exactly what I was shooting for, that mid range, because the acoustic guitar and the lead vocals, they share right there in like the 300 to, what is it, like 4,000 range. Like the transients coming from the guitars is up in the higher registers, but definitely down there like the 300 to 500, they were fighting. And I'm like, man, I gotta get that clear, but I don't want to kill the acoustic guitar because it is the bed of the actual record. And that just set it nice, man. So I was praying at that it does that because it's so damn subtle. And this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Lay your head, we'll share the night away. Lay your head. Yes. This was one of the things I struggle with so much on this record since 2017 that I gave up a few times. Like, man, shit, fuck this shit. But F6 came into play from Waves, and its sidechain functioned to do this same very thing with the cleaning. And I never actually took the time to implement it until right before I started doing all of these videos. And then here come all of this stuff. Like, oh, okay, so I can do it a little bit more, you know, with a little more finesse. This is perfect right here. So I can't wait to really get this dialed in with some of the other stuff. So the definitely the play in between the different tracks will be influenced here. The other thing I need to do as well, and I'm trying to figure out how to do this, is I want the lead to sit above the harmonies as well, but I also want the harmonies to sit above the guitar. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And I see how a number of ways I can do it. I'm just trying to get it as simple as possible. But for what I was looking for today's stream, this is it. This did the very thing I needed it to do. Let me lay your head, we'll share the night away. Oh yeah. Until the light. Now I still do hear some fudgy stuff going on, and that may be with just some further EQing on the actual lead or less of the impact there. Lay your head, we'll share the night away. But yeah. Until the light. Yeah, I'm gonna have to further. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself here. The problem is I'm listening to stuff and then I want to go in and fix that stuff right then and there when I know that the things that I'll do later will be the stuff that that will counteract some of the stuff I'm hearing. And what I'm hearing is the vocal, the lead has some weird places in it that I'm not too fond of. And I think that is because of this here. So now I'm thinking about it. I did this wrong. I did this wrong. Let me go back here, first of all, because what's happened, I think what I'm hearing, I have two instances of smart EQ at play here, and I think that's too much. So let me go in here. I'm going to trash that one. Right? I'm going to go back to our guitar, because I think that's where I had it at least I hope that's where I had it at. Yeah, okay. So guitar and vocal. I need to be doing this from the actual channel, not from the bus. And the reason is, of course, once the bus comes in with both those overlapping parts, it's gonna sound like shit. So I need this from the actual verse. That way I don't have double spectral EQ here with smart EQ. Where is the other lead add? Okay, this is actually what I need to. I thought I did apparently, nope, that's the wrong one. That's something I took out. Wait a minute. I thought I took that out. Did I not do this one? Yeah. Lead add, medium plate panning. Right? Yeah. So, ish. Come on, man, get it done. Lead add. Where did you go, friend? There's got to be a better way to get through. Shit. Okay, let me focus here. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me relearn these. Lay your head, we'll share the night away. tripping. Yeah, I need to go to that section. Now, it's not going to interfere with the strings because I don't believe we have that in that section. Purple. There's no strings playing here, but the guitar. Okay, where you at, friend? Where are you? Waiting for signal. Why is it not? It's in the group. I'll see what I did. Oh Lord. Yeah, I see exactly what I did here. Trash you. I'm gonna start you over. I need lead. Where are you? Lead add 1. Right. Okay. That's the overlapping ad lib, and then I need the regular lead. Not the bus. Wait a minute. Maybe I can go here instead. Okay. That makes it way more easier. Okay, that takes care of hunting here. So when I need to add something to a group, rather than searching through this list, which is fine if you have, you know, a smaller number of tracks, just go to the actual instance of it. Okay, so let's redo this. No, I'm just doing this one. On the bed, we'll take time for love and play. On the bed. So now I am going to go into this version. So put him on dynamic. I really want these all to be on dynamic at the moment. And I can always go back and change them. All right. Yes, okay. All right, so now let me check what I was listening to before, which was the weirdness I was hearing in the lead. That's weird right there. That might actually be Smart Comp, though. Let me see. Nope, that's not Smart Comp. That's just making it louder, but let me take out Smart EQ. That is Smart EQ. And that might be the dynamic thing. Let me see here. What have you done, Yish? Okay, so that was the dynamic. Yeah, all right, so I don't like that. Maybe a little bit. All right, so we'll just leave that off. I'm going to do the same. No dynamics with you. All right. Okay, so that kind of wraps up really like the bulk of the unmasking, especially for the lead. There's no hurry. We've got hours to gain. No worries. Wow. Done away with the pain. Wow. Yeah, man. That is it. Let me make sure I'm not doing. Yep. So now I do still have this on here, don't I? And that could be what was contributing to it. There's no hurry. We've got hours to gain. Ah, okay. See? ADHD will get you every time. This is not even being used. Okay, so let me get this whole group thing out of my head here. That may be where I can utilize, and this is one of the ways I was thinking, utilize the harmony bus with the music bus. We'll see. I may be able to get that carved through there like that, and or the harmony bus with the lead bus so that it carves some space in between those two. We'll see when we get to that part. All right, so let me just do a quick little test here. Our drums. What time is it? Oh yeah, I'm already past my bed curfew. Let's see.
And whatever it costs to be together, it ain't no loss for me. Never.
Definitely cutting through now.
And whatever it costs to be together, it ain't no loss for me.
Yes.
Never.
Sitting right on top of that thing. Okay. All right. I'm going to close the stream down because I need to get some resty rest. Hey, mama. I knew you'd catch me on this stream. I don't know why you're up so late, but then again, yes, I do. All right. So we did some good clarity stuff there, man. Actually, when I listened to the end of this.
No hurry.
Wait a minute. Is everything playing?
No hurry.
Oh, the harmonies are not in here yet. Okay. Let me not get ahead of myself.
No hurry. We've got hours to gain. No worry.
Yes.
Done away with the pain.
Oh, let me check something. Oh, let me check something here.
We wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this real quick. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be pissed off at myself. Damn. Let me go to the horn. The horn and the flute I have struggled with from day one. It's like I want to keep the grandioseness of it, but I don't want it so far out in front that it gets nasty. So I got two more. All right. Let me add the flute. Support or background. All right, let me find, and I think the end is the best section anyway, because the end has everything.
We wake up in the morning as the sun rises over the horizon. We'll stare in it.
I also need to go here to do some work on this flute real quick. As I said, I wasn't going to worry about it, but seems I need to worry about it. All right, flute. Here. This track. All right. You know, I'm pulling up that analyzer here. The thing has a built-in analyzer. I keep forgetting about that. Not as good as Span, but all right. So the bottom is clean on that. the flickering from the plugin itself is driving me crazy. So I pass some of that. All right, while this is cool doing this in solo, I will really have to just go through once we get to the processing part, go through and adjust some of these things in the mix, because some things sound like crap in solo, but sound good in the mix. And in the mix is how people listen to music. So I'm going to put my head to rest and get a good fresh head in the morning with some coffee. And yeah, I'm feeling good right now about what I just did with this plug-in. Man, I'm glad I reached out to those cats. Well, I'm glad they reached out to me first. Because this reminds me of what everybody was raving about with Soothe, which I never got a chance to get a hold of, or Track Spacer. But this is on the next level here. All right.
Over the horizon.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I've never heard it sound like this. That's crazy.
As the sun rises over the horizon.
Wait, it can't be that easy. Hold on, man.
As the sun rises over the horizon.
Yes. Okay. All right. So tomorrow I'm gonna listen to this in the speakers and really pay attention. But what I better do right now, and I hate for y'all to see all of this, but I got 1,000 versions of this thing in here. All right. So we'll say this is smart. Done for now. I'm going to save that just to get it out of the way. Then I'm going to save a new version. And then I'm going to save another new version. I lost a couple of real good rough mixes, like coming in and dabbling and forgetting to. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate those who chimed in. I may do this Thursday. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how this works. I may do this even more this week. I should have did it like this in the first place. Yeah, because I'm trying to record it and edit it and get it looking all good, and that's fine. And the whole point of this isn't necessarily to get views. It's to get these records done. So until the next video, stay tuned.
As the sun rises over the horizon.